Good evening and welcome. Tonight we will be going over the history and geographies of Chai Nat and over there, Chaiyaphum in Thailand. So these are two provinces of Thailand. Let's start by zooming out so you can see exactly where we are in the world. You can see Chaiyaphum over here. Here is beautiful Thailand. We'll be coming here a lot in the next few weeks, and I already did a few Thailand videos recently because there are a lot of provinces that start with CH. We'll be going to Chiang Mai pretty soon too, so look for that video. But Thailand's located here in Southeast Asia, bordering Myanmar, Malaysia, Cambodia, and Laos. You can see the Gulf of Thailand down there. There's beautiful Bangkok. But we are just north in Chai Nat to start. So as you can see, this area is very green, and that is due to the Chao Phraya River. I'd say most famous river in Thailand because it's the river that flows through Bangkok. But it has this big, I guess, floodplain area around it, which is perfect for farming. Over here it gets much more hilly, much more rocky, but not as much as the area we're going to go to after this in Chaiyaphum. So over here is the city of Chai Nat. I didn't really find much to show you guys in the actual towns. These areas are just little areas, nothing extremely significant. In terms of history, this town was established during the Ayutthaya period, and it was outpost, a station to defend against the Burmese, which was eventually not successful as the Burmese would end up conquering Ayutthaya in time. From what I've seen in research, the most famous site in this town is right over here. It is the Chai Nat Bird Park, which has some pretty big bird statues there. We've got Megatron. Oh, sorry, not Megatron. Optimus Prime. What am I saying? Optimus Prime. I think that's Optimus Prime. But here we go, an actual bird, a beautiful peacock. We got some fishies too. Little shrine there, an entry into this looks like tropical bird area. I can't read Thai or else I know what it says. Here's an enclosure, looks like the Egg Museum. That's pretty great. There's a big hornbill and some flamingos out here. How fun is that? Cute little bridge leading to, looks like Guan Yin's over there by this shrine. Big beautiful bald eagle. This is a cassowary, which you can find in northern Australia into Papua New Guinea. Just like other birds shaped like this, like ostriches and rheas, they're very, very aggressive. Probably more aggressive than ostriches, if you can imagine that. That's an iguana, not a bird. There's an old telephone in love. Little phone box there for little photos. And yeah, lots of birdie statues and even fishy statues. Here's a gray crested crane from Central Africa. Beautiful bird. This is, oh goodness. It looks like some kind of stork, I would say, but I can't tell you which one. If my sister were here, she would know. She loves birds. But yeah, let me know what that is. That's a fishy. Pretty sure that's some kind of stork. Definitely a water bird. Also, just personally, because Oxbow Lakes are so fun. Look at, I don't know, they've put roads around it. So since I have the everything filter on, they're framed. It looks really pretty. Nice little Oxbow Lakes there. Do you guys watch Amo? her ASMR, she's legendary. She's been around in the game forever, but she did a puzzle video where the answer was oxbow, and she didn't know what oxbow was. So an oxbow lake is when a very strong, mighty river changes courses very regularly, usually due to weather patterns. And the river winds up diverting, and just little lumps of it get left behind. And I'll show you over here where that's happening. Right here. So someday, if the river changes course, which I don't know, would be pretty hard because it's pretty sturdy nowadays, this would become a lake. But I'll tell you why that probably won't happen, because right here is the Chao Phraya Dam. The Chao Phraya Dam was the first dam ever built in Thailand. And I don't believe it's hydroelectric, but I know it's for irrigation purposes for all of the farmland nearby and to control floodwaters so that this area isn't devastated by floods. There's a weird mascot. It's a little eerie. Some more birds, lots of them. But there's also a way to filter out all of the debris that winds up in the river, probably after like monsoon season's over. All the leaves and sticks and stuff float into the water. Look at these fish. Cute. Look at this. You can see it all built up, and there's like places to catch it there. Look at this park. I was staring at this. It looks like an egg, and it's not even. So it looks even more like an egg. Looks like there's a temple or wat right here. And then there's this pretty garden here too. Looks like in front of a government building. But like, look at this mess. So then this doesn't wind up floating down the beautiful Chao Phraya. Pretty cool system there. There's the damn market. That damn market. And of course, as you can see, this area is full of wats. I think, I'm trying to remember where the best one I saw was. It was down near the border of the areas. This one. Yeah, this is the biggest and best one that I found in this area. Looks like there's some living monks there. A lot of these places have like this, like venerated statues of monks, probably they call them living Buddhas, where they pass away in that folded, we call it crisscross applesauce position. Beautiful bell. On purpose. It's not like they were meditating and an accident happened. They do it on purpose. That's pretty much all that I found for you. There's a wild green area here, but there's no pictures. There's some dams and lakes, but the pictures aren't that great. It's just a very rural area. I'm sure the food here is amazing. I'm sure when it's this like rural, you know it's authentic here. I also thought this neighborhood was neat. It was just round. So it looks like there's a forest here. There's a peak, but there's no pictures added. But like this whole community is just around. It looks like it's all farmland over here. Interesting. Looks like a crater from, I thought it was a volcano when I first saw it. It's just a town that's round. That's pretty cool. So that's Chai Nat. And since it doesn't really have a very long involved history, that's why I lumped it in with our other province tonight. Not Phetchabun, although I found a lot of neat stuff in Phetchabun. I'm excited to do that someday. We're here in Chaiyaphum. Chaiyaphum, so we zoom out, is located in the ear of the elephant of Thailand. The national animal of Thailand is the elephant. This is the head. There's its trunk. And here's its ear. So this area here geographically is known as the Korat Plateau, but culturally it's known as Isan. I would say from what I can tell, like this area with Bangkok centered is much more ethnically Thai. And then as you head out to different corners, the ethnicities get more mixed and more diverse. Like you head out here, you're going to start meeting Mon people. You head out here, you're going to start meeting Lao people. Go down here, you'll get Malays, so on and so forth. So there is quite a Lao population here in Chaiyaphum, but not as much as other areas out here. I think from what I can see, this is like the border for like Isan. Like if you go further this way, you get more and more into cultural Isan, where things are much more traditional. I feel like if you've seen pictures of like very like tribal people in Thailand, they're probably from Isan, if you know what I mean. But it's also a very wild area. As you can see, there are many national parks, and there are some beautiful ones here in Chaiyaphum. So let's start up here. You can see this big mountainy area. Isn't that beautiful? Look at all of the like farms within it. And of course, all the beautiful wats. There are lots of beautiful sights. Let's start up here. So many waterfalls here, but we're going to see so many more later this week. We're going to hop over the border to Laos pretty soon, and there's some pretty waterfalls there, but we got some good ones here too. So it's a beautiful jungly area. You can see all of these beautiful trees. I can't remember what they're called. They start with a D, the type of trees they are. I'm not going to think of it, but it's literally on the tip of my tongue. Everyone's out here enjoying the viewpoint. Look at that. Very beautiful up here. But if you know me, you know that I love a good stone circle. You know I love megaliths, and you know I love cool rocks. And we have a site right here that falls into that category. Under the cool rock category, here's Hin Khao. Cool big rocks. It's called the Stonehenge of Thailand. But it's cool, but also not cool at the same time. It's not cool in that this is not man-made. There weren't ancient ancestors of ours that drag these stones here and put them in a pattern, which I think is like what I really enjoy about megalithic sites, is that there is a purpose, there is an intention, there was a whole process to do this thing, and it happens all over the world. I think it's so cool. But also pretty cool in that Mother Nature made this stone circle, right? It's not a circle, it's like a line. But there's a couple of other areas I'll show you. Beautiful flower gardens around here. I think there's one more site nearby here where there's also some, Klongtan over here. These are made by Mother Nature. So this is just left over from the last ice age, from the last big melting of the planet, and rocks getting shuffled around as Southeast Asia and the Indian subcontinent messed around. It's kind of like how, that's beautiful. It's kind of how when you're a kid and your teeth start falling out and your grown-up teeth start coming in, and then your baby teeth wiggle around and your teeth are all discombobulated until you get braces or Invisalign or whatever. That's this. This is Mother Nature's teeth that just got wiggled and created big old rocks. To put it very basic. There's a whole reason as to why these stones are here exposed and sticking out, but that's the best way I can describe it. I'm not a geologist. Here's a viewpoint. Let's look around. It is gorgeous here. There's a lot of tourism here, a lot of ecotourism, and oh gosh, there's dragons here. Be careful. A lot of lodges and vacation areas and camping sites and hiking, all of the bells and whistles of a beautiful forest. See, there. Beautiful Forest National Park area. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. This, I believe, is like the more famous waterfall in this area, the Taton waterfall. There's a cool walkway to get there. All the signs are themed here. They all look the same. That's pretty cool. Oh, it's a beautiful tree. What are those called? It's like I always want to say diphthong, but that's a grammar thing. I forget. If you know your trees, you know. It's a type of tree that only exists in tropical areas, like in this stretch of the world: South America, Southeast Asia, Africa. But they're all kinds of twisty, cool trees, you know. It starts with a D and I can't remember, but it's a really cool word. We can also see over here, you can see this forested area. I think this slideshow was pretty good. Oh yeah. Let's see. Beautiful forest. And it's one of those places where if you've seen it, you've seen it. They're trees. They're beautiful. But I'm not going to inundate you with a whole bunch of tree slideshows. As always, I highly encourage you to explore this area in your own time and see what you can find. Let me pull up the borders here. Chaiyaphum province. I feel like I'm missing. Let me check my notes on my computer. Oh, I meant to mention the Phetchabun Mountains. Only because they're kind of hard to see on here, but they're not really like even within the area. The Phetchabun Mountains are right here. That was all. But yeah, I didn't really find very much history here other than basic Thai history, like this was conquered by like Lao peoples, I want to say the Khmer at some point, the Burmese at some point, then eventually Siam, so on and so forth. But nothing like specific that happened in this area. I'm just going to zoom around and see if there was anything else I wanted to show you. There's beautiful waterfalls. I think this is the actual town of Chaiyaphum. Oh, there's a monument there. Oh, was this? I don't remember. Gosh, I feel like I was reading about this person, but I was reading about a lot of people that were famous from these areas in Thailand, and I feel like if I try to guess, I'm going to say some wrong facts. My bad. Let me pull up the borders one more time. I think that was all that I really, really wanted to show you. I definitely had to show you the stone circle. Definitely had to show you the cool rocks. But as you can see, there's so many other sites around here. So many beautiful wats in the mountains. Let's look at the flower field to end the video. Hopefully there's a nice, yes, excellent. All right, let's end it here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this style of content, please consider subscribing, especially if you liked this, because we're going to do another Google Earth only video tomorrow. But on the complete opposite end of the world, we're going to El Salvador, where we will see lots of other beautiful rainforest sites, including the tallest mountain in El Salvador. We're going to see some pretty stuff, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss out. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know all your thoughts down below in the comments. I hope that you found this video to be relaxing and educational. And I hope that you have a good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.